Hey, I'm Noodle Yeti, and welcome to Applegate, a self-sufficient home for artisans and providers alike. Not only giving the attention to detail for their marvels they produce, but with the care the environment needs to maintain a healthy home. Leaning into this, the city desires to make its final plan to bring in more tourists to appreciate their home. The awe-inspiring works of Applegate consume a peninsula where nature once stood strong. Tourists flock into this concrete paradise by the thousands, public transportation bursting at the seams with their glee. Starry-eyed, they eagerly flood forth, clashing against the skyscraper tidal waves of tarmac and steel. The tides of tourists rushing from our ports have no interest in the marvels of the island Applegate calls home. The tourists desire for us to further concrete plate this paradise, diminishing the island that enables Applegate's peace of mind. This can't be what the city stands for, is it? And you know what? Bringing in all these tourists and not even bothering to show them the whole island, I think it kind of sucks. I mean, think about it. Like, we're bringing them in and we're showing them all of our works. And if the whole purpose of our city is to be self-sufficient and to take care of our own, the beginning of that starts with the land. The land is what provides us with all the things that we need in order to make these marvels. So to not show them the island and the nature of what our home's made out of, I don't know, it feels like we're shortchanging these tourists. We're not quite showing them the whole picture, and we're shortchanging our home. So I mean, if we jump into game here, let me figure out what button I have to push again. I already forgot, it's been a while. All right, so that apparently was the button I had to push in order to get here. And just look at all this empty space on our island. I mean, honestly, I think the map maker did a really good job with this. So good job, dude. Thanks for this. Oh, and by the way, the map is called Land of the Isles, and it's from Map Pack 2. All these tourists we're bringing in, we're not even showing them the island. We're bringing them all into this small little peninsula here that's just covered in concrete and roads, and they barely get a glimpse of what the island's like right over here. And I think that's just kind of wrong. But you know what? I think I'm just going to suck it up, plan it out. It doesn't matter if the tourism we're putting in adds more roads and whatnot. We're just going to plan it out. We want to teach people about the island. So we're going to want to first think about how we move people around from point A to point B. Maybe they're over in the peninsula already and they want to come over to maybe this little island here. Oh, by the way, I was thinking about putting it on this island. Just a heads up. But maybe you want to think about how to move them over here, how to get them here. And then maybe we want to think about the next thing, which is what's going to even bring them over here, the attractions. Like maybe some unique buildings. I mean, do we even have any like nature unique buildings? I think that we have the Bird and the Bee Haven. I'm thinking that's actually kind of cool. Like, and it's only 480 a week. It's got 220 visitor capacity. Maybe we can go to the Meteorite Park. I mean, I don't think this place has been hit with a meteorite, so I don't think that one would make too much sense. But I mean, like, we can go through here and like we got things like this. Like, what is this? Lungs of the City? I mean, yeah, sure, it looks like it's redwoods, but I mean, I think we can use our imaginations with that, and I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, imagine if that was just like a bunch of the trees you find naturally around here. I think that'd be pretty cool. But it's not really looking like we have a whole lot of nature-focused stuff. I mean, we got this, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but it says garden in the name. But it doesn't look like a garden. So it's like, do we really want to put this over here? I don't know. And we got like this one over here, Central Park. I mean, oh my goodness, this thing is absolutely massive. But it looks like it's got other stuff in there too. It's not just a park. So I mean, like, there's some things we got to think about here, like what we'd want to put over here. And then after that, after we bring them in, we're going to want to think about maybe some hotels. And you know what? Let's remind ourselves of that budget panel one more time. What's that income say over there? I don't know if you can see it, so I might put it up on screen later. That says 185,000. What are our expenses? Less than 85,000. So you know what? 100 grand profit? Shoot, dude. You sold me. I think I'm gonna... If we're gonna bring in more tourists, we're definitely putting some of this down to milk them for more money. Because my goodness, dude, think of what we could do with that money. Like, gosh, like parks. Maybe we could give our own like Sims, like in a little amusement park or something. Like maybe we can... I don't know, somewhere in the city we can lay down like an amusement park. Maybe we can, gosh, give them some of these other cool unique buildings. Like maybe we could put down like another high rise or something, or maybe another like whole like concert venue, or not concert venue, this stadium stuff, sports venue, like one of these things. That'd be pretty cool. Like, ooh, glass eye somewhere. But none of those are about nature. So let's keep ourselves focused here. We're going to be earning a lot of money, and that's cool, but hotels, just, we need to think about what brings them in. I mean, but there wasn't really a whole lot of unique buildings for that. So, I mean, like, we could put down parks. We could do something like a zoo, maybe. Like, I'm thinking, actually, because we already have a level 5 nature reserve over there. I don't know if we want to like build out a massive level 5 zoo over here, but we could probably get away with putting down like maybe a small one. If we have space, maybe somewhere over here in this area, and then we can fuse it in with like more nature reserve stuff by possibly putting like pathways, like dirt paths all around this mountain or something. And we could put some of those nature reserve type things, like what is it? The viewing decks, the fishing cabin, the pier kind of things. We could put some of these like off of this or down here, something like that. It might look pretty cool, and it might give a reason for maybe some of these tourists to go on like a hike or maybe climb the mountain or something. We could put like a viewing deck up here. Who knows? I think it would be kind of cool. And it would really showcase not just the land and the island itself, but if we have a couple zoo buildings in there, it would really kind of bring out that, like the whole nature aspect of this. Like we're teaching them about some of the animals here. Maybe we could, depending on the sizing, we could put down something like an aviary, or gosh, who knows? I don't even know what comes in this pack, like, or comes in the zoo. What's one of the first one? Oh, those are all boring things that have nothing to do with the zoo. Moose and reindeer, my goodness, I don't think we have that. Birdhouse. We could put down a birdhouse, or maybe not an antelope enclosure, or a bison. But we can do something like an insect, amphibian, and reptile house in there. And I think that would be really cool to really showcase a lot of what we've got here on this island. And not to mention, on this little island here, it looks like a little miniature version of our big island. So I think it's very fitting. It's kind of cool. And of course, once we've actually like brought them in, we're starting to take their money with hotels. We'll probably want to put down some commercial as well. And I don't know if, because where we're at, if we open up our tourism panel, we come in here, we have a city attractiveness of 72%, and we already have 4,500 weekly tourists. I've heard rumor, reading online, that the cap for weekly tourists is 5,000. I don't know if that's actually the cap, or what's the cap, or I don't know. But if it is really that close, we might want to consider how much tourism the buildings that we actually want to put down bring in, and we might need to put more down. And basically, I don't know, because like if we might have to start pushing out really far into this area. And basically one of the thoughts I was having is we can put down some of these shopping center unique buildings in here, maybe something like this open air mall, or open air mall phase 2. What the heck? I've never seen that before, but anyways, but we got things like shopping plazas, a department store, or an open... I wouldn't do the department store over here. I think I'd go with more like the open air mall phase 2 and open air mall. Let's get a road down real quick so we can actually see what these even look like here. So we've got our open air mall phase 2, which I've never seen before. We could even link it up. Oh, you can link it up? Oh, no, you can't. There's still separate buildings, but that does look pretty neat. I think that looks pretty cool, and that would be pretty cool to have over there like that. Maybe. Who knows? Or maybe even something like this one down there. It's really small. Gets the job done. And maybe we can put those over there. Kind of like play into the idea that we're trying to take the money from the tourists. And then we can play it into it even further with the district around it for the low density commercial. And then we could put more of this kind of, what is this called again? The shopping malls content creator pack commercial zone theme. We could put more of that over here, or over there, I should say. And it would keep it all very low to the ground, low density. We wouldn't have to worry about anything building up into extreme heights or anything like that. And I think I'd like it. You know what? I think I'd like that. And I think that's actually a pretty good plan, you know, come over here into this island, put down a little bit of a zoo, maybe use a lot of the nature reserve assets in the zoo to kind of give them a reason to maybe climb up onto the mountain or around the base, and maybe even just walk around the general island. And it would really teach them and show them a lot of the nature that our city actually has. And we'd earn a very nice profit with those hotels. This ideology is great and fantastic to think about, but we must think about public transportation. It's already near capacity. If we increase the influx of tourists, we would have to put down more infrastructure. We would need to put down something else to move these people in and out of our city. And there's only one type of intercity transit left: airports. Megaliths of brutalism and deforestation. Fields of concrete and tarmac filling the air with the scent of jet engines. Yet this seems to be exactly what the tourists want. Feats of architecture and engineering to gawk and marvel at. But this can't be right. If this is what they desire, are tourists even necessary? We could call it right here and now, demolish all wonders and close our borders to simply enjoy our own peace of mind. But that would be all alone, with no one to share it with. I can't stand for that, and it just sounds lonely. What then of the existing tourists? Continue to just let them trample our home, letting them be ignorant of what enables such a great people? To teach them, we must expand without destroying our current awe-striking work. We must slather this beautiful land in taxiways, runways, and concrete aprons, at least just one more time. It does suck that putting down an airport is going to take away a whole bunch of this nature that we're trying to focus on. But I think it's going to be nothing but beneficial in the long run. So I think we should just suck it up. And, well, you know, I'll kind of give you a little bit of information about why I think it's going to be beneficial. So for one, all of our ways in and out of the city right now are simply over in that peninsula. They're all over there. All of them, the harbor, the train station, the bus station, you name it, that's where it's at. And if we want to add more tourism outside of that area, say for instance off in the island that we just kind of looked at, they're all going to want to get there somehow. And I was thinking about using the rail system, but that would mean that all those other particular ways in and out of the city, the harbor, the bus station, they'd all then flow into the train station to get over there. So by adding the airport up in somewhere, I have a couple ideas, and I'll kind of show you here in a second after I'm done talking about it. But by moving the airport, not moving, we don't have one, but by building the airport far out in a different area, it will then spread out that traffic, meaning that some people who go there can then go down to the island, or they can go out to the peninsula, whichever direction they want to go. Basically, it acts as a way to dilute tourist traffic, as well as just spread it out. Well, it dilutes it by spreading it out. I think you get what I mean. And on top of that, if you remember from Westdale, I'll go ahead and put up like a thing on the screen for you to look at. But their tourism income from public transportation was incredibly high, and I believe that is because they had the airport. They had half the tourists we have, and Oh, how much do you think we're gonna earn now from having an airport? So that's pretty much that. Like those I think are the benefits of it. It's gonna help us with traffic by spreading it out and as well as increasing our income. And I think I said I wanted to show you where I'd like to put it. So I gotta remember which button I gotta push again. I think it's this one. Oh my goodness. All right, so I got it all figured out. Something happened. And that is not where I want the airport. That is a mountain. So basically where I wanted to put the airport was somewhere over here. I was actually thinking like right around here in between this hill and the toes of this mountain over here. We could put the runway in line where if we go down this way, all the way down over here, you can see it's mostly industry or mostly open space and then industry and then residential. And I'm thinking that's pretty good. I think that's an ample amount of space. If you look at some of the major airports in bigger cities, I'm not trying to say Applegate's a big city, but in real life, if you look at some of those airports, you'll see that they have typically like industry or like some kind of open field at the ends of the runways. And I think right here is a perfectly good angle where we're not too worried in case somebody comes into too harsh and crashes or something, or they take off and don't quite make it. But I'm gonna personally angle the end of the runway that they take off from out this way. But yeah, I'm thinking the runway right there. I don't know where I'd want anything else yet. Maybe we could put like the terminal over here or something. I don't know. I don't want to start getting into it. I'll save all that for that episode, but this is pretty much, I'm thinking, a pretty good spot for the airport. But something we do want to think about is that by adding both an airport and this new tourism area with zoo and commercial, we're gonna need to put down some residential. Like we're gonna need to finally cross that final milestone to Megalodonalopolis, or whatever it is. And that's actually why the camera was over here, because that's what I was thinking about right before this. And I actually think down on this side of the mountain where it kind of looks a little ugly, where the city kind of just abruptly stops and you got the frontage road there, right around over there. So let's see if I can actually point at it. And you got the frontage road right here and you got the rail line right next to it up there. Like it doesn't look that good. And so I was thinking that we could buy this tile and then right in this area in between the toes of the mountain and this kind of awkward area, we could put in some like low income, high density homes where we could even apply policies that reduce the taxes they pay. And maybe some other stuff so that way they need less city services or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to throw out ideas here because like they are going to be like right next to a freight corridor, like for both rail and highway. So it's like you don't really want to put like some fancy bougie low income or high income homes here. You're going to want to put down something more realistic, like some slums basically. And I forgot I put these here. That was actually something I was supposed to delete. My bad. I will delete those. Actually, I'll just do it right here on camera so you believe me. There you go. But anyways, I think we should have low income on this side to kind of help spread the city out and then kind of fill into the toes of this mountain here. Or the feet, or the whatever you call it in your part of the country, or part of the world. I mean, pretty soon we might end up being one big country, but it is what it is. And then on this side, I actually wanted it to be like the polar opposite, like split by the mountain, where on the right-hand side we had all that low income. And then over here on the left, I think it would be really cool to have like a high income, low density area where we really try and amp up the land value, maybe even make it kind of like a little miniature pedestrian area almost. And then we can apply like tax raise to it or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to think like what would be really cool to make like a high income area over here. Maybe this is like the bougie upper management of all the tourism and whatnot. Who knows? But yeah, I'm thinking of a low density area right over in here, low income over here. And I actually kind of want to create a rendition of a mobile home park right over here next to the lake and give them maybe some like piers to fish off of or something. I don't know how sanitary or how recommended it would be to fish in a lake that's right next to the highway. I don't know these kind of things. And we also don't really have the ability to make, what's it called? Mobile home or trailer parks here in this game. So this is something we're going to have to use our imaginations on. We can just use some low density homes, apply some tax breaks, and just cut down on city services a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I'm thinking that's a pretty good plan. You know, we're going to have the island over here where we're going to have all the tourism. Like we're going to have the zoo slash nature reserve. We're going to have some hotels, commercial, unique buildings. And we're going to want the unique buildings focused more around the nature ones, if possible. There doesn't seem to be very many of those. And we can put an airport down over here somewhere. And then we can put all the homes in this area over here. And I'm thinking, I'm really liking that plan. I'm thinking it's really good. I think it's going to earn us a lot of money. I think all right. So here's my idea. Once we do get to the end and we are earning all that kind of money, and it is the end of the city, and it's going to be pretty much the release of City Skylines too, so we're going to be done with this game. I was thinking about just applying a whole bunch of policies that do nothing but benefit our Sims. Like, maybe not universal education, because I think the university is a big chunk of our income, but I think maybe the free healthcare for students, free lunches for students. A lot of those policies that have to do with maybe like workers' unions and smoke detectors. All these things that just benefit our citizens. And that's pretty much what I'm thinking about. And yeah, I'm really liking the plan. I think I recapped it already, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Or I think that's 5 actually. Thank you for watching. Next, we're heading to Westdale to enact the plan from the hopeful man. Bye for now.